Fay.
And I can stand in, Your Honor, but this is Mr. Vandenberg's case, and he has been notified to log in.
Well, yeah, it's 10 after 3. What's going on?
I understand, Your Honor. I'll discuss it with him, but I did walk over to his office and let him know to log in, and he said he would be doing so.
All right, so I'm going to call it calling cause number 2023-0D03075, State of Texas versus Ahmed Aliafe. May I have announcements, please?
Chantal Ortega, standing in for David Vandenberg for the state, ready to proceed.
Brian Kennedy for the defense. We're ready to go, Your Honor.
And is that your client, Mr. Kennedy, appearing from the jail annex?
It is, Your Honor.
And let me just amend, this is also, since we discussed off the record that your client had the public defender's office in cause number 2022-0D04501. The court is also calling that case to consider the bond reduction in that case as well, as Mr. Kennedy has now been appointed to represent him in that case. So let me just get squared away as to what the actual bond amounts are on Mr. Aliafe. I have 4501, cause number ending 4501 being 100,000, but I'm not clear what the total bonds are for cause number ending 3075.
On that, Your Honor, we have 2,500 on the evading arrest and 1,500 on the tamper fabricate physical evidence.
Mhm.
There is a list of JMAGs that are also carrying bonds tied to the same issue,
Okay.
but they have not been charged.
Okay. So then we're talking 4,000 on 3075 and 100,000 on 4501. Ms. Ortega, I appreciate that you're covering. I just am concerned because there were several outstanding, if Mr. Vandenberg has reviewed this, there are several outstanding charges to include assaults on peace officers. Each of those is 25,000, and I'm not sure there were more. But
Yes.
we're seeing several P files, so I don't know if you've had a chance to look.
I haven't, Your Honor. I can request them after this hearing. Unfortunately, I don't have more information for you on that. I apologize.
Okay. Mr. Kennedy, you may proceed.
Your Honor, Mr. Aliafe has a relationship with Christina Salcido in Anthony, New Mexico, with whom he has 2 children. He's also expecting a 3rd in December. He has a child from a previous relationship, which he was also paying child support for up until the date of his arrest. He does have a job. He's a roofer and installer for the past 4 years. Currently, he was working with Costco Structures Construction, and his job is waiting for him, which we confirmed when we spoke to his mother just this morning. He currently lives with his mother, Olga Gutierrez, at 1081 Quartz in El Paso. He realizes that he is going to be seeking treatment for his addiction that surfaced when his brother died earlier this year. We will accept any level, obviously, of supervision. He understands that he will be required to be supervised closely. He simply needs to return to his home so he can care for his mother, children, make some money. He currently does not have any savings, and very honestly, Your Honor, anything above a PR bond is going to be probably beyond difficult and would require that we start trying to push the speed on these charges so we can get him out. So we are asking for a PR bond on this, Your Honor.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Ortega?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm showing that the defendant has a 2015 engaging ag assault with a deadly weapon back from a date of offense of June 1st, 2014, for which he was convicted of the lesser charge, as well as several other arrests for assault causes bodily injury, assault or criminal trespass, and several others. Given that the cases are the current cases before the court are not violent offenses. We're not opposed to a reduction in bond, but a PR bond, given the defendant's history, we would be opposed.
Mr. Kennedy, he has an extensive, meaning the paperclip, the stapler cannot hold the rap sheet. This is an extensive criminal history. And what is very concerning to the court is what is included there, which is a significant drug history, a significant assaultive history, and a significant history of failing to appear. And so on that basis, the court is going to respectfully deny your request to reduce bond. I am going to instruct the state to follow up on these P files that we have outstanding, which have at least, have significant bonds attached. If we see a delay there, or even if not, if they come up and you need to readdress the bond, the court is happy to entertain that.
Your Honor.
Mr.
Yeah, can I say something, Your Honor?
No,
Only if-
Mr. Eliafi.
Thank you. All right. If you need to come back, Mr. Kennedy, obviously feel free to file your request to come back and review the bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate you moving the JBank files because we're going to try and move the rest of this forward as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So we're going to try and fast track everything.
Does he have any? I didn't see any prior pen trips. Does he have any prior pen trips?
I'm not showing a prior pen trip,
did-
Your Honor.
We were about to say the same answer, Your Honor.
He's got, let's see, Las Cruces probation and parole, 2022 battery, contempt of court. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, no, denied. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Eliafi, we will be out to talk to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a
That's
good
all I
afternoon.
have. May I be excused?
You may. Let's get back to Mr. Cifuentes and Mr. Huffman's client and Ms. Crespo, and let's get the interpreter set up, please.
I apologize, Your Honor, nothing was working. So,
Nothing was working. That's gonna concern me.
Welcome, Mr. Cifuentes.
Okay, I didn't want to come to this kind of party. Señor, ¿me puede escuchar?
Sí,
Sí, ok. ¿Cómo se llama usted, señor?
Sebastián Yepis.
Sebastián Yepes, mire, el personal de la cárcel le va a ayudar a poner la computadora en el canal de inglés y de español. Si les permite a ellos y ahorita vamos a continuar, ¿ok?
Okay.
Please, attorney, select English. Thank you. Annex, can you please select the Spanish language on the interpreter function, please?
Yes, ma'am. Sí.
Yay, let's get started.
In cause number 2023-0D01781, State of Texas versus Sebastián Yepes. Councilman and council, please.
EDA Andrea Crespo for the state, Your Honor, ready to proceed?
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Yepes, we are ready.
And your client is appearing remotely from the jail annex. He is also utilizing the assistance of the court interpreter, Mr. Jesus Cifuentes. We are scheduled for a bond hearing. I show defendant's bond at $150,000. That was reduced in the jail magistrate from $500,000. Mr. Huffman, you may proceed.
That is correct, Your Honor. Mr. Yepes has been in custody for 160 days on a $150,000 bond. He is 22 years old, has some work experience as a DoorDash driver. Most of his family, Judge, he is a United States citizen. Most of his family lives in Mexico, but he does have an aunt here in El Paso where he could stay. Her name is Marta Torres, and she lives at 509 Mogollon Court. It's Mogollon, I believe. Yeah, my understanding that Mr. Yepes has no criminal history. He promises to appear in court. I don't think he's a flight risk. I don't think he's, personally, I don't think he's gonna go back to Mexico. I think someone might be probably mad at him looking for their cocaine. So I don't think he's gonna go to Mexico. He does have a place here and he does want to resolve this case. We don't have a lab yet, so Judge, I don't know if it was exactly cocaine. I don't believe there's a lab yet in this case, and we do not have an offer. We respectfully request a PR bond.
So what I saw from the complaint affidavit was 10 bundles of cocaine, 13,140 grams in the vehicle.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Crespo,
is.
go ahead.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor. Mr. Huffman is correct. I'm not showing any criminal history on the defendant. I also just wanted to verify that he didn't have a detainer, but Mr. Huffman did indicate he is a citizen. The state's concern here is one, our recommendation as it is, Your Honor, is 15 TDC. The state doesn't have any intention of offering probation on this case, Your Honor. And it is a quite large amount, Your Honor. Further, Mr. Huffman even indicated he does have that family in Mexico. So our concern is that he could cross the border and we won't be able to reach him on this case, Your Honor, have him appear. But of course, I have no criminal history on him, Your Honor. Other than that, Mr. Huffman is correct. We don't have a lab yet. However, DPS did send it to outsource it to NMS to get processed, and NMS usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks. So I don't think it should be much longer before the state has that lab. And as soon as we do have that lab, I will make a note for Mr. Munson to let Mr. Huffman know as soon as the state does have that lab. However, at the time, the state respectfully requests a denial of any reduction of the bond.
Anything else, Mr. Huffman?
No, Your Honor.
The request is denied based on the nature and circumstances of the offense, the safety of the community, and the lack of ties to the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe that's all I have. May I be excused?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do we need the interpreter for anyone else?
Not to my knowledge, Judge. Annex, do we need the interpreter?
No, Your Honor, not for any of mine.
Okay, Mr. Cifuentes, thank you. I hope it wasn't too painful. Did we turn off the function, please?
Okay, gracias.
Annex, does anyone else need an interpreter that you can tell?
We're trying to find out, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Give us a couple of seconds.
Okay.
No, Your Honor, everybody's English speaking.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Cifuentes.
Yes, ma'am. We'll see you all next time. Thank you.
Who's next?
Middle of page 17, Judge.
Mhm.
Annex, may we have Hyder, James Hyder?
All right.
In cause number 2022-0D03814, State of Texas versus James Hyder. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state is ready.
Joe Rosales on behalf of Mr. Hyder, ready as well.
And we are here, I guess, for a reconsideration of the bond reduction request. Previously denied defendant's bond is $10,000. Mr. Hyder is appearing remotely from the jail annex. Mr. Rosales, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, on behalf of Mr. Hyder, I want to say that I have been trying to work with Mr. Vandenberg on moving this case. I'm here to re-urge a bond consideration because this case boils down to this. I mean, it's a letter that my client wrote to the complaining witness in the case. And I've been in conversations with Mr. Vandenberg. There is a letter that's, I guess it's copied and it's uploaded onto Portal. It's so small and faded that it's illegible to me. I cannot read it. I've tried to print it. I've tried to darken it because I'd like to see if in fact there is the threat that's being alleged by the state. I can't tell. And I've spoken to my client. We don't believe that there's a threat contained in there. Well, there may be some, profanity and I guess negative remarks. I don't believe that there is a threat in that letter. At least I don't know that I've seen one. And so I understand that Mr. Vandenberg I believe he's going to try to get the actual hard copy from the police so that we can look at it and make a determination. But in the meantime, my client is in jail. And so I would like very much for the court to consider giving him a bond. Now, my client is, he lives in El Paso. He doesn't have a job at the moment, but he does have a job waiting for him with a friend and painting houses. He's got a couple of people, Kelly James and Alan Kuchner, who are willing to let him reside with them. One of them is in the 79902 zip code and the other one's in the 79912 zip code. And so basically this case boils down to a letter that was sent to somebody. And so that's the whole case. And so my client is willing to come to court and believes in the strength of his case. And so if the court would consider a PR bond or a split bond, because at the moment my client cannot come up with $10,000 to bond out. So that's where we are. And I don't know how long it's going to take for us to get that actual letter so that I can adequately defend it.
Right. Mr. Vandenberg?
Your Honor, I think most of what Mr. Rosales said is correct, if not all of it. But I think the important thing here is this is a letter that was sent to the CW on the underlying case for which Mr. Hyder was convicted. It's not just a letter to a stranger. In that letter, he threatened that he would pay back the CW in the prior case for which he has been convicted for something. I don't know what it was exactly, but for her participation in the case against him. So he is threatening the victim of a prior crime, Your Honor. I have talked with Mr. Rosales.
Well, let me stop right there because we've been here on the bond hearing before. Are you able to read the letter?
I'm not able to read the letter. We have copies. As I talked to Mr. Rosales, we will get the original. I'll ask the police for that and get it back from them so that we can actually see it. But the copy.
Did you request it?
I have not requested it. We just had this discussion this morning on.
Okay.
I should also say, yes, Your Honor.
Well,
Hold on, Mr. Rosales. Go ahead, Mr. Vandenberg.
Mr. Hyder also has 5 prior pen trips, Your Honor. So it's not like he's a neophyte in these types of things. The state would respectfully request that bond not be reduced. And when we get the letter, we'll disclose it to Mr. Rosales. We'll probably have him come in. We can look at it together because copies don't seem to reproduce it very well, and we can see what it says exactly.
Yeah, but when is that, Mr. Vandenberg? I mean, you're just gonna, when you get around to it, ask PD to provide you with that is gonna be the court's order. You have until, I'm gonna give you 1 week to obtain the original letter that is the basis of the indictment and provide it to counsel for review go into the office, look at it, arrange something. I don't know if there are other arrangements to be made. Mr. Rosales, I denied the bond reduction previously because of his significant, I would say, related criminal history. In other words, he's got a significant history of violent offenses. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's stalking multiple times. There's a very concerning violation of protective order, very pinpointed, I guess, or related criminal history here. So, and 10,000, I understand if your client might be indigent, but 10,000 to me, with his lack of ties to the community, safety of the victim, are all reasons to deny the request. But as this is a reconsideration, I do want to hold the state to that timetable to obtain that information, and that I will consider should you request to reduce the bond, ask for a bond reduction again, okay?
I would like to clarify the record though, because my client is in this hearing and I need him to hear this. I sent an email to Mr. Vandenberg a week ago. He did respond to the email that this is the only copy that he had. But today I followed up with him, or I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was this morning, followed up with him to tell him that I understand that's the only copy you have, but we're gonna need a hard copy because it's not gonna be enough for us to figure out if a threat was actually even made, which my client is denying. So I wanted my client to know that I have been making efforts to do it before today's hearing. And so that's kind of where I am, but I appreciate the court expediting that. But I mean, if may I come back to court again in a week if we don't have the letter and re-urge the request to reduce bond? Because I mean, I don't know how long we're gonna wait beyond these 5 days if the state is unable to procure that letter. And while they put the case together, I think my client shouldn't be sitting in jail. So that's the only request I would make. And I don't want to file frivolous request for bond. That's why I'm asking permission.
Well, and of course, and that's fine. Yes, I don't have a problem if you want to come back a week from now. That is their deadline to have that letter produced for inspection. I mean, it certainly calls into question, Mr. Vandenberg. I don't know how many people have looked at that photocopy, but at least 2 of you can't read it. So it makes me concerned about how this case was indicted if nobody can read the communication. Right?
Understandable. We're going from the report of the police who have it in their possession and have read the letter.
Okay. All right. You have a week to do that.
Very good.
Thank you very much. You may. Who's
Thank you.
next?
The page 17, Judge. Annex, may we have Gonzalez, Ramon Gonzalez.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. Mr. Huffman, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is Ramon Gonzalez. Mr. Marufo, go ahead.
In cause number 2023-0D03684, State of Texas versus Ramon Gonzalez. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state. State is ready.
Rick Huffman, on behalf of Mr. Gonzalez, we are ready.
Is that your client appearing from the jail annex, Mr. Huffman?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed on your bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Gonzalez is a United States citizen. He's a construction worker here in El Paso, currently working as a temp worker for the Texas Workforce Commission. He plans on doing that if released. He lives with his parents, Rosa and Ramon, at 7612 Selva. That's in Canateo. I have indeed confirmed that with his mother. Your Honor, he's also been referred to Takumi for any mental health issues. He is suffering from some mental health issues such as bipolar and schizophrenia. He does have he has been referred to Takumi, and we hope that the court would also refer him to Takumi so he can get treatment for his mental health. Judge, my client claims that he went into the restroom at the store and that he was aggressively confronted by the store employees. He got away into and left the building, and while he was in the parking lot, he was ganged up on and assaulted by roughly 4 individuals. The officers claim they found $32 worth of merchandise, but they did not take pictures of the merchandise, and my client claims that was his property. So we are highly disputing this arrest. it's my understanding that Mr. Gonzalez has no felony convictions. And currently there's no offer on, as far as, there's no offer yet. We also don't have the 911 call. We don't have anything. We don't have any pictures, any video. We just have a bunch of bruises that were placed on my client. I don't, we're respectfully requesting the court grant a PR bond in this case. My client does not have the resources to bond out at this time. Thank you, Your Honor.
Is your client also disputing the fact that he was on PR bond for 2 misdemeanors and never reported to PR bond when he picked up this alleged felony? He also gave PR bond incorrect contact info, so they were never able to contact him. The misdemeanor, I'm going based off of the misdemeanor KPS out of CCR 1. He had a terroristic threat allegedly in May of 2023 and a criminal trespass in June of 2023 for which he provided false information to PR bond and never reported. And then he gets picked up on this. Are you contesting that too?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Vandenberg, what's the state's position?
Your Honor, the state opposes this motion for the reasons you stated, but if you go further into the record, it appears he has 1 pen trip for aggravated assault family violence. He has numerous trespasses, misdemeanor trespassing and numerous misdemeanor thefts. He also has one conviction for aggravated assault causes serious bodily injury, criminal trespass, a misdemeanor in 2020, evading arrest, convicted 2020, evading arrest in a separate matter 2020, convicted of theft of property between 100 and 750 in 2021. He was convicted of a lesser charge for assault causes bodily injury in 2021. We have another theft of property conviction in 2020 between 100 and 750, another criminal trespass in 2022, public intoxication, the same time frame. And those are just the convictions, Your Honor. There are many more that go with that. The state would like to point out that Mr. Gonzalez is a danger to the community. He has numerous trespasses, numerous thefts. He also has aggravated violence convictions. And in terms of the facts, we've heard that the items that are stolen are his own property, but according to the police and 5 to 6 witnesses at the store, their version of the events is that Mr. Gonzalez was confronted for stealing items in the store, a value of about $32, apparently. Then the patrons in the store and a few of the employees got into a shoving match with Mr. Gonzalez, and it got a bit out of hand. They detained Mr. Gonzalez for law enforcement when they arrived. And I think that Mr. Huffman has hit the nail on the head in this. There are mental health problems here, Your Honor. So there should be some kind of an evaluation and or treatment for him, because
I did look for a 1622 and that's actually what brought me to the arrests on the 2 misdemeanor cases, but I wasn't able to see a 1622.
Okay.
So Ms. Welch, I don't know if doesn't have to be in this moment, but if you could look, there's so many arrests. They may not have done a 1622, Mr. Huffman, if he had had one done in the past year. And based on not seeing the ones from June and May, that means there was probably another arrest within the year where they may have done it. In any event, I haven't seen one yet. So Ms. Welch, if you can assist me in looking for that. I also see an addition on his PSR that he has significant criminal history, not only here in Las Cruces, New Mexico, but in the state of Washington. Significant history here. The bond is $25,000. I think at JMAG, they gave him $5,000 per complainant. So total it's $25,000. Your request is respectfully denied based on prior non-compliance, prior criminal history, safety of the community, every which way. I will also point out, Mr. Vandenberg, if he's got, I'm not sure if I kept track of what you said were convictions. If he has prior felony convictions, did you say he did or he did not?
He does, Your Honor.
That he is not enhanced on the indictment.
Was that ag assault here in from El Paso? Like, I didn't see it, but.
Sorry, what is it that you said? That you
Was
asked?
was that aggravated assault that he went to the penitentiary for allegedly?
That's what it looks like.
Paso?
Yeah, I can get that case to you. I think it's this one right here. 2005-0D0-0954. I
Thank you,
believe
Mr.
that's the
Vandenberg.
right.
I appreciate that. I apologize, Judge. I had not seen that.
I don't know that I did it. This is another one where the rap sheet is quite extensive. He had a probation violation, it looks like on a DWI back in 2004 in Las Cruces. Another one, drugs, tampering with evidence. I had seen his jailings when I was reviewing the case, but I had not seen the PSR, so let me see. But I mean, if Mr. Vandenberg has a cause number, you can look that up and see if that was actually a conviction. I'm seeing misdemeanor, breach of computer security. What is that? So we had it looks like we had him here for arson. Is that right?
There's a charge of arson. I think it was dismissed, Your Honor.
It was dismissed, but he was in this court before. Well, he's back. So request denied. Thank you very much. Who's next?
Second on page 17, Judge, annex, but we have Holland.
Oh, this is the one I mentioned to you, Mr. Huffman. Do you remember? I mentioned it to you during trial. Your client had a bond hearing at the JMAG over the weekend and I just happened to be watching. I didn't know he was ours until they said it in the bond hearing.
Is it okay? I assume there's an unfiled case or something. He's been in custody this whole time.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Marujo.
In cause number 2023-0D03789, State of Texas versus Bubba Holland. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state. State is ready.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Holland, we are ready.
And Mr. Huffman, do you see your client appearing from the jail annex?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, you may proceed on your request to reduce bond.
Thank you. Judge, Mr. Holland has been in custody 59 days on a $75,000 bond for this case. A $10,000 bond for the a misdemeanor assault case and the $5,000 bond on a bilateral protective order. He has been found to be indigent and cannot afford to pay those bonds. Currently, he lives with his sister here in El Paso. He's a United States citizen. The address he lives at is 10661 Vista del Sol, apartment 44. He currently does receive services at EHN for bipolar and schizophrenia health conditions. Right now, there is no recommendation from the prosecutors. I'm unsure if there is any criminal history. I did not see any in Portal. Yeah, he's got 11 years here in El Paso. He has a bunch of ties here, his sister, his nieces. He disputes the allegations. This is an ex-girlfriend who basically they were partying with all night. He had no intention of breaking in with the intent to commit assault. He basically just wanted to get his girlfriend home, but she was not ready to leave and an argument ensued. All this was an argument. I've been talking to the complaining witness and she was, I'm expecting her to come into the office and sign a non-pros, but she has not yet done so.
Mr. Huffman, and let me ask Ms. Welch to confirm this. I had him down on the burglary of habitation at $15,000. Is it 15 or 75?
The jail records reflect 15.
So that's a lot better than 75. Still, Judge, that's too much of a bond for Mr. Holland, and we'd ask for a reduction in the bond.
Okay, Mr. Vandenberg.
Your Honor, the facts are pretty close to what Mr. Huffman says. According to the records we have, it's a common law marriage, and they were having an argument. The information I have says that she went to a family house to get away from the defendant. He went there to talk to her. And apparently he reached through a screen door that had a hole in it, let himself in, and then the argument became more of an altercation. And he ended up hitting her in the leg, it appears. There's also 4 witnesses to this, Your Honor. As Mr. Hoffman said, there really isn't any criminal record. There's a couple prior charges, which are pretty minor.
I'm
However,
sorry. Whoa, wait a minute. I have parole. I have significant history outside. Have you reviewed the rap?
No,
Potter
Your Honor.
County, Amarillo, Lubbock. Extensive history. I have about a 25-page rap sheet.
okay.
I also show that he picked up and had dismissed an assault family violence in 2022, a violation of protective order that is showing a date of 2023. Oh, is that the one that's pending, the misdemeanor that's pending?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I want to know, I am looking it up right now, but on that AFV that was dismissed in 2022, is it the same complainant as this case here?
Let me pull that up. It's right here.
It does appear from the complaint affidavit on that 2022. Oh, no, this says burglary or habitation. Nope, not that one. Look further.
The 2022 victim is.
Is it the same? I don't need to know the name. I'm looking at the complaint affidavit. The date of offense is November 23rd, 2022, and it is the same complainant as the burglary of habitation here. Is there a dismissal? Let me see. Where's the misdemeanor case number? I want to see it, and I want to see why the state dismissed it. There's another one. So they had him on one in May of okay, so they booked him in May and he was released on June 5th for a date of offense 11/23/2022. And then back in April of 2022, there was another assault. There's the contempt of child support, Lubbock. Criminal non-support, parole violation. Yeah. All right.
There's a lot of charges out of Lubbock, but I don't see a lot of convictions, Your Honor.
Okay, but what about the assault family violences from 2022 here?
Those are the same CWs, Your Honor.
And why did the state dismiss those cases?
I'm pulling that up. I don't see that in the court filings, Your Honor, why it was dismissed.
Yeah.
And I'm going through notes. I don't see anything in there either.
So if you look up Mr. Holland by name and date of birth, there is a misdemeanor cause number 2022 0C01296.
Yes, Your
It
Honor.
is an assault, family violence in County Criminal Court number 4. The
Yes.
dismissal reason is the complaining witness has requested dismissal. So there you go. Now we're back again with another allegation from the same witness. So the request to reduce bond is respectfully denied. Prior criminal history, safety of the victim, of the community, lack of ties. Let me see what else. Prior non-compliance. For those reasons, the bond request is denied. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who's next?
Continuing with page 17, Judge. And next, may we have Vaquera?
Yes, sir. Vaquera Dominic. Who? Vaquera Dominic. Vaquera? Yeah.
All right, you may proceed. Mr.
Cause number 2023-0D04061, State of Texas versus Dominic Vaquera. Announcement of council, please.
Chantal Ortega for the state, ready to proceed.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Vaquera.
And we are here for a bond hearing. Mr. Huffman, do you see your client appearing from the jail annex?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Judge, this is Dominic Vaquera. He is 17 years old. He is a United States citizen and El Paso resident. He has been living in El Paso his whole brief life. Currently, he was enrolled in school at the some academy, but I don't think he'll be able to go back there. But he wishes to go back to some kind of program and get his diploma or get his GED. Judge, he wants to be a diesel mechanic, so those are his plans and his what he wants to do with his life. Currently, Your Honor, he's in jail. He's been in jail 59 days. It looks like he's in on $100,000 bond for this. I believe it's an was it obstruction case. And then he's on jail on $100,000 bond for firing a weapon in a municipality and a $500,000 PR bond for an unlawful carry. These are all stem from the same incident. He currently lives with his mom, Your Honor, at 1751 Leroy Bonce. I've spoken to her, and she has about $1,000 to $1,500 she could pay towards his bond, and that's total. That's for all the cases. Yeah, this case very well may have been because of a misunderstanding. My client claims that when the officers were arresting him, he yelled, "I'm gonna sue you." And that was because the officer kicked him in the face for no reason. The officer in his report wrote that my client said, "I'm gonna shoot you." But that would have been a physical impossibility as he was in handcuffs, he didn't have a gun on him.
Did you say he did not?
That the gun was already away from him. The officers already had it.
But they retrieved it from your client?
They did.
And was he the one in the green bandana?
That I don't know, Your Honor, but that being said, Your Honor, there was no threat to shoot the officer. The threat was to sue the officer. We've requested video, any dash cam, any audio taped recordings, but that the case, this particular case, kind of depends on what that video shows, and if it's sue or shoot, it's a close case, Your Honor. But my client certainly did not intend to do anything after he was already incapacitated by the handcuffs.
So he was identified by other witnesses, right? That's how the officer got to him.
Off the top of my head, Your Honor, I don't know. This was a large party, and the officers were in the area, had overheard some what they thought were gunshots. And I think there was a description that my client did fit the description. And he was detained, and he was arrested, and he was at one point kicked in the face, and that's what my client took exception to. And responded by saying, "I am going to sue you."
Let me ask, is the bond 100 or 200,000? I was not clear on that.
On this particular case, Judge, it's 100.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Huffman?
Let's see. That's all
Can
I
they
have.
get their GED while they're in custody? Can they do GED? No?
I don't think so, Judge.
What else? Who's he gonna live with? You said with mom?
That is correct. She has offered to provide her support at about $1,000 or $1,500 towards the bond.
Okay. All right. Hey, if there's nothing else, Ms. Ortega, you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor, and I don't want to belabor the facts that the court has already mentioned. I'll say that the state does believe that this bond is set reasonably. In addition to the facts the court has already mentioned regarding the defendant being identified by other witnesses as the person with a green bandana, we also have the other part of it, which is why officers were called out initially on a shots fired case. And so they were there, and the allegation is that the defendant had been in an argument with someone else and took out the gun and had begun shooting in the air. And then when officers responded is where the obstruction charge comes out. So given that the defendant threatened the state's alleging that defendant threatened both other people at the party as well as the officer by, threatening him to shoot him, we believe this individual is a danger to the community and the bond is set appropriately. I'll add to the court that the defendant did identify himself as a Sureño gang member to officers and showed him an Aztec 13 tattoo that he does wear. So we hope that the court will consider these facts. Thank you.
It wasn't a tattoo that says, "I'm gonna sue you." No, that wasn't there, Mr. Huffman. Look, Mr. Huffman, your client is building up a huge rap sheet in a very short period of time. He was just adjudicated in May for assaulting a public servant. And in the short time that he's been able to rack up a criminal history, he's done a really good job at doing that. I consider him an extreme threat to the community, and I'm going to deny your request for a bond reduction.
Understood, ma'am.
Next.
Middle of page 16, Judge. Annex, may we have Armendariz?
Yes, sir.
Is this one mine? I think I might be done, Your Honor.
You might be done.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes, we'll
Thank
see you on Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go. Oh, this is a pre-revo. What am I looking at here? I was looking at a PSR. Let's see. Go ahead, Mr. Marufo.
In cause number 2021-0D02887 and 2021-0D02888, State of Texas versus Roberto Armendariz. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg, appearing for the state. State is ready.
Chris Anchondo on behalf of Mr. Armendariz.
And Mr. Armendariz is appearing, excuse me, remotely from the jail annex. This had been a reset. I'm sorry, Mr. Anchondo, I'm just going over the case summary now, but let me see if I can see. Case reset for 30 days, non-compliance with BHRTC. He was discharged unsuccessfully from TAP. No, the recommendation, continue on supervision, complete a new TAP assessment. Did we ever talk about a number?
No, Judge, we have not.
I don't recall one.
So he's got a 3rd degree and he's got a state jail. Let's see, when was he placed? He just was, yeah, no. So I'm fine with 2 years TDC on the 3rd degree and 6 months on the state jail.
That's sounds like a reasonable offer, Judge. I'll have to talk to Mr. Armendariz about it.
Do we have a future setting? Let me see, let me go back.
No, Judge.
So I can put him down, Mr. Anchondo. Let me see. Can you do it in 3 weeks?
Yes, has the revocation been filed?
Yes.
Okay, I'll have to get a copy of it. They don't give me access to portal to,
Mr. Vandenberg, if you can forward a copy of the motion to revoke on Mr. Armendariz to Defense Counsel,
Yes, Your Honor.
along with the plea paperwork, so he can have that handy.
Okay.
And
Will
Mr.
do.
Anchondo, I will set you for a revocation hearing at 3 p.m. on August 29th. If your client wishes to do that in person, just let us know ahead of time so we can schedule him earlier in the day.
I will do, Judge.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
May I be excused?